In this video we are going to solve a problem where we are going to count number of digit in a number. Let's say we have a number 345. The number of digit within that number is 3, and for 2 bit it is going to be 2, and for 2 it is obviously going to be 1. We are going to solve this problem in iterative method, in recursion method, or JavaScript way, and a mathematical way. Mathematical way is going to be of one time complexity, whereas everything is going to be our OFN, which is D. OFD. It is the number of digit within that number. Let's first go with our iterative method. Obviously, in iterative method, we are going to use a loop, some form of loop. Let's start. I am going to declare a function iterative count digit. It is going to take on number. Okay, so let's first know how we are going to solve this problem. One way to solve this problem is to separate each of those number. Let's say 3 4 5. I am going to separate this number 34 3 likewise and count on that number. So how we are going to do that is by dividing that number. Let's say 3 4 5 is divided by 10 is 34. Let's say I'm just rounding it up, and 34 divided by 10 is 3, and 3 divided by 10 is something less than 1. So if we can harness this in counting, if you can harness this method of separating digit from a number, we can find the number of digit in a number. Let's do it then. Okay, first of all, I am going to add a condition here. If initially the number is 0, I am going to simply return it 1. Okay, and I am going to create a counter which is initially is going to be 0, and I am going to use while loop, obviously, because we are solving it by iterative method. So while number is greater than 1, okay, greater than or equal to 1, while it is greater than or equal to 1, we are going to divide it by 10. If it is less than 1, we are going to stop that while loop. So I am going to increase that counter, and I am going to decrease the number, meaning divide by number less by 1 digit. If we divide a number by 10, it is going to be 1 digit less number. So I'm going to return the count here. So let's check it. Okay, I'm going to console.log iterative method 3 4 5. Okay, 3, it is giving me correct answer. Let's say 5, it is giving me 1. Okay, iterative method is done. And for our recursion method, recursion count digit, it is going to take a number. Okay, so what is recursion function? Let's first understand this. Okay, a recursion function is a function that is going to be calling itself, and it is going to have a certain condition which allows it to terminate during its recursion call. So obviously a recursion function should have a termination phase, otherwise it is going to be run infinitely. So for this I am going to write a termination function. While number is less than 1, I am going to return 0, because there is no, after that we are not going to recursively call a function. Okay, again I am going to return a function, return same function, recursively calling it by and dividing by 10. I am adding 1 because I am second, after that I am calling num by 10. So I am initially calculating first digit, and you can next time it is going to be 1 digit less. So let's test it here. Recursion count digit by 10. Also I am going to add some condition as well. If it is equal to 0, we are going to return 1. So for 5, let's say it is working. 3 4 5, it is also working. So here we are not considering, let's say, negative number. We can do that by converting a negative number into positive number. For now I'm going to be it that way. Okay, now let's look at JavaScript way. JavaScript way is pretty simple. Here we are following a traditional approach of solving a problem. Since we are doing it in JavaScript, we are also going to solve it using native JavaScript feature. I'm going to simply call it count digit. It is going to take a number, and I'm going to simply convert it to a string and calculate its length. So let's test it as well. Count digit, what is going to be 3 4 5, it is going to be 3 4, which is going to be 1. It is also big of n, big of d, because template literal is going to parse this string of length d. So this is JavaScript way, and let's look at a mathematical way. Before understanding mathematical way, we know that we are solving this problem in this recursive and iterative method by dividing a number by 10, dividing again 10, dividing it by 10 as well. We can see that a number of digit is 3, and we are dividing that number 3 times by 10. If we can harness that 3 times division of a 10 using some sort of mathematical formula, I think we can do it in constant time. So I think we have that way of finding out how much time I have to divide a number using a logarithmic function, specifically a log base 10 of a number, and gives us the what is going to be the power of that number, which is going to equal to that what is going to be the power of 10, which is going to be equal to that of our required number. So in JavaScript there is a function for log base 10. I'm going to simply use that. I'm going to call it math count digit, and it's going to take a number, and I'm going to use math log base 10, and I'm going to provide that number. So we have to understand that a log 10 base of 3 4 5 is going to be something 10 to the power 2 point something, let's say 2 point something in decimal values. So we are going to float that and add a number to that, add a +1 to that number. So I'm going to floor it. I'm not going to seal it. Math.floor, you can also seal it as well, but I'm going to use floor and add 1 to it, and console.log math.count 3 4 5. Let's see our output. Okay, it is 3 as well, and okay, it is 1 as well. It is 1. So in this way we can solve our count number of digit in a number in JavaScript following traditional approach, iterative and recursion, and JavaScript way, and our mathematical way. I will see you in next problem solving video. Thank you.